right now, gentlemen?
Yes, we're going to do a step-by-step for contacts list and frequency, as well as adding a zone to the AR482 Hytera.
Okay.
Perfect.
So we'll go ahead and let's go to our contacts list, and we're going to create a contact.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and use my ID, so we will select the first row.
Okay.
Contact alias, you can put in there N70EI.
N70EI.
Yes.
Okay.
And group type, there's 3 types of calls in DMR: private call, group call, and all call.
Sure.
Being that I'm an individual, you're going to select private call.
Okay.
My call ID is going to be my DMR amateur ID, which is 3104545.
Okay.
Now let's go ahead and add a group.
Oh, add a group.
No, you're good.
Okay.
So in this, let's call this now North America, DMR, and that will be a call type, will be a group.
You have enough room for DMR.
That
Okay.
should be
Group
fine.
call.
And that will be a group call because we are addressing a group.
Okay.
So in its ID is going to be, 3100?
That's the talk group for that group.
That's the talk group.
Okay.
So we can add another individual call. Let's say, pick a DMR friend that you know, a call sign. Let's say NX7R.
Okay.
He's a good one.
Terry.
That's Terry's group. That will be a private call because that's an individual. And I don't know Terry's ID. I
Let's
apologize.
just say it was 310
310
44.
44.
Okay.
Okay. So now that we have a
All I would do is just simply get on the DMR database and look up his
correct.
ID for his call. Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and close that out.
Okay. How do I close this out?
Okay. We can simply go off to the menu and just minimize it. And again, if you look across the top, you can keep the session open
Okay.
by simply looking at all the top tabs.
So just minimize that like that.
Minimize that.
Okay.
So now that we have a contacts, we can go ahead and let's create a received group list. But before we do that, let's go on and let's add a couple more groups to that, to our contacts list.
Okay.
So go ahead and simply hit add. Then what we will do is we will look at creating a list for, let's do Southern California
Okay.
talk group. And I believe that's 3106. Again, don't quote me on these. I think these,
Sure.
but again, we can always cross-reference them. So let's say we want to add these 2 groups. We have 2 groups. Yes, we have North America and Southern California.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and go to our receive group list, which is going to be under DMR services. And we're going to have receive group list 1. Now, you can have more than one group list. If you right click, you can, if you hover over receive group list, you can simply add. So you can create multiple group lists.
Okay. I see him here.
Yeah, so you can edit those. So you can say, I have a Northern California receive group list, which has a combination of individual IDs as well as group IDs.
I see. Northern Cal.
And then say your second group list, your second one, you can address it, to whatever your liking is, all in North America or if you're traveling.
North America.
So we're for right now, we'll go ahead and let's see. Let's go ahead and add our Northern Cal group list, and that'll put us into the that'll give us a received group list. So the received group list is going to be a list or a collection of not only individual IDs but group IDs
Okay.
in that list. So now let's go create a physical RF channel. So let's start with the one that you have with Walnut Creek, because we already have that repeater established.
Okay. So this one?
Yeah, let's select that one. So we have our channel alias, which is the Walnut Creek repeater, color code, and
Spell that right. Okay.
Slot 1 is typically where we'll default to. Well, we will, because we're not doing any kind of pseudo trunking. So we have our receive frequency, our transmit frequency.
Right
Now
here.
if you go down, you have North America. So that, if you wanted to change that receive group list, because we're in Southern California, we're in Northern California.
Okay, gotcha.
We want to change that receive group list to Northern California.
Okay.
Now you can put N70EI in there as a contact, or in this case, we want to be on the group. So let's go to the North America. We want to listen to North America.
Okay.
And so that's going to be the contact. So every channel, physical channel, when you initiate PTT, the radio is going to ask you, who do you want to talk to?
Okay.
That's where we enter. That's the whole purpose of a transmit contact name.
Sure.
So let's see, you look at our permissions, revert channel, we don't have that, keep that as default. You have a choice of power level high and low.
Okay. I'll set that
Now
up.
transmit, don't be that guy, keep it as channel free.
Okay.
Don't transmit, always admit is not a good idea, it's just bad behavior. Calling group list, that's follow, go ahead and leave that
So
as
this
default.
means transmit admit channel free means that there's no activity on that time slot?
No, that'll mean that only transmit if the channel is free.
Okay.
If there's a QSO going on the channel, it'll bonk back at you and
Gotcha.
say,
Okay.
channel's busy,
Sure.
don't talk, or
That way I don't double with someone.
you don't,
Okay,
you're not keying
good.
over somebody.
Good.
And a timeout timer is something you have a choice in there. I think that's preset to a few choices for your
Does it start
TOT.
beeping then, or does it just stop?
It'll stop.
Okay. All right.
It'll stop. And that's about it. Now let's go to zone.
Okay. Right up here.
Yes, under zone.
Okay.
Double click that. Now we have a lot of default channels in there. So select A1 in the right side. Let's throw all that stuff to the other side because we really don't
so
care.
remove.
Remove and remove.
What about if I double click it? No. Okay. So
Yeah.
I have to remove.
And then, yes.
remove.
Now that one won't go because you have to have at least one in there.
Okay.
Go ahead and click Walnut Creek, add it. You can throw that to the other side. So if you had more physical channels you wanted to add into the zone list, they would all appear here and you can add them to that zone.
Okay.
You can also edit the zone name, so you can say Luke's Northern California list.
Okay.
So you can fill all those up, and that's simply how you do it. You've just entered a...
So now I have a zone with one channel that I can talk on.
Yes,
Okay.
and if you had more channels
So
in there, you could throw more...
I think what I would like to do then is the zone. I like to call this Walnut Creek so I know what repeater I'm
Yes,
using, right?
and that's the beauty, because you can edit that.
Let's see, Walnut Creek. Okay, so now that zone's called Walnut Creek, and this frequency that says, and that was, where was this under this Walnut Creek here? This was a,
Walnut,
we should
Walnut
actually be
Creek...
calling this something else, shouldn't we?
Well,
The digital channel, that's what it was.
yes.
This digital channel is North America, so we should actually call this North America, right?
Yes, but being that it's your Walnut Creek zone, you can call it that too.
Well, I just know that when I key this up on the
It's
North...
going to be North America.
Yeah, so...
But don't get that confused. A lot of confusion comes if some people name a channel Walnut Creek and also call zone Walnut Creek, but the contact will be something different.
But
So
this
just be aware.
contact right now is North America,
It's going to be
right?
North America.
Okay, so then when I come back to zone, or this, now it says North America. So on my display, I'll have Walnut Creek as the zone, and my talk group will say North America?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then the way to walk through the zones are simply up, down. That's how you walk through the zones.
Okay.
but you would zone 1, zone 2. So being that we only have one zone in here,
Sure.
it's just going to bonk at us.
Now,
But as we add more zones, you'd simply go zone up and zone down another
and this
channel.
changes my channels.
That'll change your channels,
Okay.
correct.
And my channels names would actually be North America.
Would reflect in this case.
And then I
North
can
America.
have SoCal, and I can have NorCal, and I could have Worldwide.
Correct.
And TAC 1 or TAC 310.
Under this zone alias of Walnut
Okay,
Creek.
okay, good. Nice. I think I understand it.
Yeah, it's relatively straightforward. Once you have a good play with it, it actually you
So
go
all
through
these
pretty
channels
quick.
I create will appear over here,
Yes.
analog and digital.
Analog and digital.
Okay.
So you can mix analog and digital modes together in a zone.
Where were we before? I want to go back to this receive group list, or was it here?
Receive group list.
Receive group and then
Okay.
North America, or was it here?
So anything that in your receive group list is going to be, again, it's going to be the list of those individuals, group contact, group IDs,
Okay.
and that they'll all appear over here. So you can mix
Oh.
individual IDs. So anything in this list.
Can I
Will
move
be
these
a
around now?
choice.
Can I change the order of these? Say, for instance, I want North America first, and then I want, or is it just,
It's going to be the as you
alphabetical.
enter them, but you can change the order in which you construct your receive group list.
okay, all right, good.
So I can see what you're saying, but it's going to be, you're going to do that as you build your receive group list. You can do them,
Gotcha.
you can sort them that way.
Okay. So what's his favorite contact list down here? I see that you're over there and the others are.
Favorites are going to be anything that you have in your, what I'll use, because they're very similar. So here's my favorites contact. That's what we're using. So any of my one I added, think about it as your most used.
Okay.
Those are going to be your favorites. Different than a contact
All right, what
list.
happens when I select that guy? Then what happens? Can I
It's going
talk
to take
him?
that ID.
Mhm.
It'll show you that ID and the name of the who's assigned or what group is assigned to that ID.
Okay.
And it'll transmit it
Okay.
on that
Top
DMR
group?
channel
Okay.
and time slot.
Okay, great. I think I have a better understanding of the CPS software now.
And that sound good?
Cut.
Cool. Thank you.